It has not been charged. Oh, phew. Well, it fell here. Oh, I wish I didn't get a V-Box the other day. What? Okay. Oh, I thought you meant forever. No, we didn't.
But we live about but Liverpool better. Perfect. Cheers, thank you, have a nice day. Thank you. What a lovely guy. At least he thinks Liverpool. He doesn't think the car's going to get there though. He doesn't even think it's live on the motorway. The hotel looks.
Hello guys, I'm Lily, and here is the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me. I found out one of my family's stories was a huge lie. I had a really big family. Decades ago, my great-grandfather came to
I know you are busy around stuff, but at some point all the doors are going to
kind of a national treasure too. But the main thing is that everybody loves each other.
No, he's wiping down. No, doors and aftertaste.
Pardon? You just said Fortnite.
Some of them died young. One of my uncles moved to Europe and stayed there with his family. Well, we did talk on the phone once, while the others are here, and we see each other every week. The only blind spot in my family tree had secretly my dad.
Where did I get that from?
Unless he had an anime profile pic. Of course, I did not tell my parents or anyone else what I was doing, and nobody asked, thinking I was satisfied with their answer. A couple of weeks into my research, I was at the table at another family gathering. They were discussing some of our distant relatives that live in Romania, and a thought struck me. What if I search our original last name, the one that was had before my family got into marriage? I ran to my room, trying to contract a Googled it. Most of the results were irrelevant. Among the things I found, Facebook page in the 70s. He looked almost exactly like my dad. Wow! I started to write a message to him.
When you come Thursday, do you go and be back to normal?
Hey there, I'm your granddaughter from the family that coupled the ties with you.
Well, that was others you don't want to do.
Both profile pictures were in front of the house, and I recognised the area. It was the other side of the town. My friend Kelly lived there, so I've been to the area a couple of times. Of course, I was scared to go, but I was too excited not to. The next day, I left school early and got on the bus. Finding the house was harder than I thought.
Did you want a chest of drawers?
Pretty old. For another 20 minutes, I even thought something like,
We'll fight in a couple of weeks once Ella's wardrobe
probably a
done.
there was no way I would
Trying to
turn
come
back.
in and I'll just be your clothes now, right?
Knocked on it. He opened the door. I wasn't expecting a visitor.
Yeah, such a big screen again.
Okay.
I'm going to find a new home for the game.
He just shut the door right in my face. I couldn't cry but that same night, I added him on Facebook to, I don't know, give him another chance. Imagine how hard it had all been for him. I didn't hope much when I did it, but a couple of days later I received a message from him.
Oh, I can't kill anyone nowadays.
Such a shock to everybody that the whole family sort of pretended that this man never existed. They replaced him with the legend of a soldier who had died in the war. When Alex was released, he was already in his 60s. People at the local community centre created a Facebook page for him to help him feel less alone. And several years later, I found it. I knew him as a sad man who was full of regret.
Yeah, I think you killed. Let's go. Oh! Wait. You stood there. Wait, hold up. I thought that was a statue.
You was there the whole time?
Yo, Lucy, that's a street sniper. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, nothing but 100 rifles. Do not get shot. أنا مسكين ما بسمع صوت.
Alright.
What?
So you're after the cinema, right? I didn't.
Yeah.
You good, Pete?
Where are you going?
I gotta go to the shop, but if I wait until you go, it'll be too late.
Oh, I put that man on the spin cycle, bro.
Where you go
I didn't
after?
know where I was.
You.
Well, you're going to the cinema. Before I'm back, you'll already have left.
Oh my god!
So you're going for like...
It's a freaking ground.
Well, you'll be leaving about 4
What the heck?
Yeah.
o'clock too.
Okay.
I do the 3 o'clock as well.
يا بجيبه ونسكوب كثير عالية بموت. Come on, baby.
It's real.
Where was this? What?
Always wondered, how do people... Always funny, never not funny, but how do they do it? It'll work? Or like a towel or anything with some cushion. Just hook it on your feet. See? Now strap around each foot. This runs under your pants, under your underwear, and when your feet are together, obviously much slack. So if you stand far apart, look at that. You can't go anywhere. So I'm just gonna run this under my pants. We're gonna head outside and ask someone to kick me in the balls. Hopefully it holds. Obviously, don't try this, like ever. Don't. If this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll kick Wes in the balls without the jockstrap. See ya. Alright, I'm in. Oh, baby, I hope it holds. Alright, so Wes, yeah. If this trick doesn't work, this guy's gonna kick you in the nuts. That's what, yeah, that's okay. Okay, I got this. Alright. Here, take a card. And remember it. Okay. Put it back here. 8 of hearts. No. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Spread them out, buddy. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Go for it. You gotta do it. Go. You gotta kick with the ball. Alright, let's go. Go. No!
Please, sir. I want some more.
Thank you. Obrigado.
Sure.
But like these other guys that we did before, they didn't go hard.
Yeah,
If he doesn't get it, you gotta kick him hard.
Alright, remember, right?
Alright.
Okay, so put it back. Alright, it is 2 spades.
Here we go. Get off your bike.
Alright,
Let's go.
You gotta do it, Dan. You gotta do it.
Hey. Commit. You gotta commit.
Don't go too hard.
No, you gotta do hard. You gotta go hard. Go.
That got in my stupid thing! Oh!
Steal, baby! Steal! This is the worst trick ever. I'm sorry. Okay, now my turn. I'll pick one. Thanks, man. I'm gonna walk this off. Alright. We got Superman.
Well, there it is. It's Liverpool's night. Silverware is the currency of success in football, and Liverpool have just hit the Champions League jackpot. It's number 6. It's a brilliant night for the team, a group of players that's been so good all season. And with the former captain looking on and celebrating, Liverpool have won the greatest prize in European club football. Jurgen Klopp has taken Liverpool back to the top of the mountain. It's a magical night in Madrid for Liverpool.
Yeah, it is. Been the outstanding team this year. The level of football has been fantastic.
You can't. Oh, it's 86.
With celebrating their success.
Oh yeah, you see some of them on the phones, cheering the boys on. They'll remember this day for the rest of their lives, won't they? There's some young kids out there.
Hi, I'm Lewis, and this is the story of how I helped the police catch some serial robbers. So it all started when my folks took away my Xbox and grounded me for 3 weeks. I wasn't allowed to play video games or hang out with friends. They expected me to study non-stop because I was failing almost everything at school, except maybe English. And as if on purpose, they did it literally right before the new Assassin's Creed game was released. It was a bummer, but nothing could have stopped me from my favorite thing in the world. So naturally, I turned to my best buddy, Stanley, for help. And as always, he didn't disappoint. Not only did he have the game, but he was also sick, so his parents let him stay at home for a couple of days. Everything was aligning perfectly. Or so I thought. So that day, I rode my bike to Stanley's house. I was in a hurry, anticipating some high-grade game time, when all of a sudden I heard gunshots and screaming. I saw several people running out of a pawn shop that was right in front of me. Luckily for me, there was a dumpster nearby where I could hide. From there, I could see them better. They looked like typical robbers with face masks, guns, and everything. They were trying to keep money inside of their bags, but some of it fell on the ground anyway. They were obviously panicking, and I could strongly relate to that. I barely even noticed the car they were currently getting into. I couldn't see it clearly from my spot, so I fished out my phone and tried to film them. The robbers had almost left when I was finally able to capture their car. It was just a 15-second video, but I hoped it would at least give a decent view of the car. After that, I went straight to Stanley's house. I wasn't sure if the robbers noticed me or not, but I wasn't risking it. I told them everything and showed them the video. It was good enough to see the car plate number. We had completely forgotten about the game. We talked for hours and still couldn't decide if we should tell somebody about it or not. Finally, we decided that there were probably surveillance cameras around, and the police could do without me or my recording. We also didn't want our parents to find out and go berserk about the whole thing. 3 weeks went by, and my grounding ended, but it was just the start of my suffering. The robbery seems to be the only thing people were talking about. Wherever I went, I heard something new about it, and every time, it made me feel like a complete jerk. The police still didn't have any leads and asked for witnesses before we gave the information. The pawn shop owner took the
Oh, why does everyone keep hitting me in the head?
them for several months already. After a long battle with my conscience, I finally decided that I needed to tell the police about the video and the car. The only catch was to figure out how to do that without getting in some serious trouble. So, as always, I went to my most trusted advisor, Stanley. And this time, my buddy didn't let me down either. So, the plan was to send the video to the police from a library computer. They would know it was done by someone using a school account, but not who did. Then the problem would be solved. Robbers would be in prison, and I would be the nameless hero of the day. So I went to the library and started Googling which email account I could use to send the video. At that moment, I felt the spooky presence of our school librarian, Miss Mullins. When she asked me what I was researching, my mind went blank. I didn't come up with a proper lie beforehand, so I said the only thing I could think about, the pawn shop's robbery. That was a huge mistake, because then she bombarded me with questions. I was panicking, and it probably showed because she asked me if I was alright. It's just so horrible what happened, you know? The robbery. Poor Mr. Stevenson and his wife. Awful. It's just so awful. It makes me so scared that they haven't caught the robbers yet. What if they rob the school, huh? Or the library? Have you thought about that possibility? Knowledge is power, right? And the robbers, they want it? I couldn't stop talking about nonsense to save my life. I was just saying random stuff, hoping she would believe me and leave me alone. I was sure she didn't, but she left me to do my research anyway. So I quickly drafted the letter, attached the video, and signed it anonymous. Then I snuck out of the library to avoid another interrogation and went home. Only, once I got there, I remembered I didn't close the Word file with the draft of the letter in. Now anyone could see it. The plan was perfect. How could I have messed it up so badly? It was too late to change anything. The library was closed, and now I had to wait until Monday. On Monday, the police were at the school, and when classes ended, I was sent to the principal's office. My parents were there, and they didn't look very happy with me. I was ready to say my last goodbyes to my beloved Xbox, except my eternity of suffering without it. It turned out that the police had not only tracked down the school, but they also checked everyone who used the library computers that day and found out I was using the one with the open draft letter in it. They said I wasn't in any trouble. Right then. Well, I wasn't in any trouble with the police. Like you care. I was in trouble with my mom. I was afraid that she was gonna kill me. Or worse, she was gonna grind me for the rest of the year, like she promised she would. But instead, she said that she was very proud of me for being so brave and selfless. So at home, she told me she would definitely ground me anyway, if only Mrs. Mullins didn't talk her out of it. So, in the end, the problem was solved.
Dumb
Robbers were in
person.
prison, and nobody was grounded that day. Well, I hope you guys liked my story.
It could be that one gift. Hello, everybody. Jack and Cousin Karen came to visit us for the first time. It was actually the very first time she had ever left her native tiny town, and she was pretty excited about everything. Of course, she stayed in our big house, and I was happy to share my room with her. At first, everything was really great. I took Karen everywhere I went and showed her the truly fun life of a city girl. She met all my girlfriends. We taught her how to follow the latest fashion trends, went to the spa together, explained why fast food wasn't the worst tasting thing ever, and even pushed her to get acquainted with the guys she really liked. I loaned her some clothes and cosmetics so that she really looked more like a part of our gang, you know? I was really proud of myself, and I saw how extremely happy she was about the rapid change in her appearance. Only one thing about Karen that annoyed me from the very beginning was that she was too subservient, so to speak. So at some point, my mom began to pit the two of us against each other and always said something like, "Why wasn't I as helpful as Karen?" Or "as kind as Karen?" and things like that. This happened so much that Karen's helpfulness had become an annoyance. Anyway, that summer ended really fast, and Karen went home with tears in her eyes, because she really didn't want to leave me, as she put it. I was also crying and had promised to miss her, although I was looking forward to having my room back to myself again. We even emailed each other until the end of the summer. Karen sent me a photo of her right after getting a new haircut. She now looks a lot like me, and it seemed a little weird for virtually nothing. But when the school year was about to start, and I returned home from a regular movie and friends night, my mom told me and in my class so that we could actually begged her parents on her knees to let her come back here. I was really happy for her, since I could only imagine how lame life in her tiny little town was. From the very first day of school, Karen tried to follow me everywhere I went and acted pretty much exactly like me. So by the end of the first term, I had started to notice that she was copying my mannerisms, my walk, and my sense of humor and stuff. She was now even eating the same way I was. For example, when she first arrived in the city, she would eat everything she wanted. But now she'd begun counting calories just like me. She also stopped eating pork, just like me. And she even started peeling the skin off of her apples, just like I did. So now, Karen, this once shy and polite girl, was totally gone. She wasn't shy anymore, especially hanging out with my friends.
Oh. Nice. Oh.
felt bad was I'm happy for my mom having found blood again, but I didn't let it. It's not mean at all, and he's actually to get along with, but always tries to talk, wants us to spend a lot of time together, and that makes me really mad. I mean, I already have a mom. I remember one day, I had a friend with my dad arguing with my mom. His mom suggestion of Derek's to take a family trip somewhere during the Then I got up and I stalked away to my room. Mom followed me in anger and said that I was going to go with them anyway, and that I'd better pretend I'm excited about that. Otherwise, I won't play video games ever again in my life. Jesus, it's so bad. How dare he interfere with my life? Why should I stay in my life for some stupid thing? I thought I could speak up, but I had no desire to discuss anything with my friends, so I turned up the camera on. Minecraft game. This was first time I played the life situation then, so they already heard about everything about my stepfather's thoughts. As their discussion went on, one of the other gamers had given me a hint of how it would be possible for me to escape with the family. So I searched the find out how unpunished works. Wait till my overlooks the house and fallen asleep, sleeping in the garage, and opened a bit of the top. Derek planned to try all of us tomorrow morning to the beach, but with them, if the time to work was done, I had a flashlight and scissors in my hands, and I saw a big tube down the rim of the bottle. I decided it was the perfect one for the car to break down. So, I didn't even go back to my room. At first, I was proud of myself. I felt like a spy or something. But then the thought crept into my head. What if I had done something wrong, and I got the wrong junction time? What if the car will start anyway, but something bad will happen to it on the road? What if it won't get out, especially Mom? That was really bad. I couldn't sleep well, but when I managed to fall asleep, I had terrifying dreams of how the car might blow up, and of Derek and Mom in horrific pain, just like you might see in some Hollywood movies. I had to confess to this. I found my parents downstairs having breakfast. I decided to tell them what I had done and stuff. It was meaningless to describe how ashamed I was. I was standing there as low as possible in order to avoid my mom's blame. I was going to tell you about Derek's car. Now he's probably going to have to take it to the service station to have to somehow fix it, and it might cost a pretty penny. It was the longest bit of silence in my life so far, but his reaction actually did surprise me a lot. The only thing he said after the pause was, "Why don't we go in the garage, check to see what's wrong with the car?" We're leaving the kitchen. Mom still hadn't said a word, but I felt her back. And I showed Derek what exact junction I had cut. I thought that when Mom didn't hear us anymore, say how stupid and immature what I'd done was. He didn't try to chastise me. He gave me a flashlight instead. Then, he asked me to find a sort of tool in the toolbox somewhere. After half an hour, I actually managed to reach the pipe I'd cut. I suddenly saw another
Okay.
My name's Alex. I'm 13. I'm about 13. I went up home because I thought my mother killed my father. What should I have done when my mother and father crossed the world together? And then my mother returned. It looked pretty good. But not for me. Let me tell you. My father always liked me. I was constantly in search of action.